According to the Bible and tradition, these 4 fishermen paid a steep price for following Jesus. Peter was crucified upside down, Andrew was crucified in Greece, James was beheaded, and John was exiled. Yet they believed following Jesus was worth the cost. In Jesus, these men found someone worth losing everything for. In Christ, they encountered a love that surpassed comprehension, a satisfaction that superseded circumstances, and a purpose that transcended every other possible pursuit in this world. They eagerly, willingly, and gladly lost their lives in order to know, follow, and proclaim Him. In the footsteps of Jesus, these first disciples discovered a path worth giving their lives to tread. But 2,000 years later, I wonder how far we have wandered from this path. Somewhere along the way, amid varying cultural tides and popular trends, many have tried to minimize Jesus' summons to total abandonment. Churches are filled with people who seem content to have casual association with Christ and give nominal adherence to Christianity. Scores of men, women, and children have been told that becoming a follower of Jesus simply involves acknowledging certain facts or saying certain words. But this is not true. Disciples like Peter, Andrew, James, and John show us that the call to follow Jesus is not simply an invitation to pray a prayer. It is a summons to lose our lives. Costly commitment. Why then would we think that becoming a Christian means anything less for us? And why would we not want to die to ourselves in order to live in Christ? Yes, there is a cost that accompanies following Jesus Christ, but it's worth it. More aptly put, He is worth it. Jesus is worthy of far more than intellectual belief, and there is so much more to following Him than monotonous spirituality. There is indescribable joy to be found, deep satisfaction to be felt, and an eternal purpose to be fulfilled in dying to ourselves and living for Him. But dying is hard. It's no wonder that so many of us try to avoid the difficult road of following Jesus. In Matthew chapter 7, Jesus exposes our dangerous tendency to gravitate toward that which is easy and popular. Hear His warning. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. In other words, there is a broad road that is inviting and inclusive. This nice, comfortable, ever-so-crowded path is attractive and accommodating. The only thing that's required of you on this path is a one-time decision for Christ. And you don't have to worry about His commands, His standards, or His glory after making that decision. You now have a ticket to heaven, and your sin, whether manifested in self-righteousness or self-indulgence, will be tolerated along the way. But this is not the way of Jesus. He beckons us down a hard road, and the word Jesus uses for this is associated in other parts of the Bible with pain, pressure, tribulation, and persecution. The way of Jesus is hard to follow, and it's hated by many. Almost unknowingly, we shrink back from this cost, choosing to redefine Christianity according to our personal preferences, church traditions, and cultural norms. Slowly, subtly, we take the Jesus of the Bible and twist Him into someone with whom we are a little more comfortable. We dilute what He says about the cost of following Him. We disregard what He says about those who choose not to follow Him. We practically ignore what He says about materialism. And we functionally miss what He says about mission. We pick and choose what we like and don't like from Jesus' teachings. In the end, we create a nice, non-offensive, politically correct, middle-class American Jesus who looks just like us and thinks just like us. But Jesus is not customizable. He has not left Himself open to interpretation, adaptation, innovation, or alteration. He has revealed Himself clearly through His Word, and we have no right to